So a lot of people have heard that toxicity can definitely affect children with autism. Well, let's first talk about what is a toxin and what that might look like in your body or your child's body. So specifically, there's a few main toxins that I would say are the ones that I would be most, would be the most concerning, or the ones that provide the most impact negatively on our bodies. And those I'd group them in a few different categories. So I would say the heavy metals. I would say a second group would be like pesticides and herbicides. And then a third one would be mold or biotoxins. Now, heavy metal toxicity, some of those look like mercury, aluminum, lead. There's a list of so many others, nickel, beryllium, bismuth, I could go on. But the ones that are probably primarily the most negative towards a child with autism would be the mercury and the lead. And then there's the pesticides and herbicides. Many of us have heard of, the differences between organic and non-GMO foods, and why people choose to eat that. And I'm going to tell you why you should, is because of the pesticides and herbicides that are sprayed on them. One of the main ingredients found in a lot of those is called glyphosate. So glyphosate is sprayed on the majority of our crops, and this is something that can be very detrimental to our digestive health. It can lead to what you and I have probably heard about is leaky gut, which actually can lead to leaky brain, which means toxins are going to be more easily, going to get deeper into our tissues and into the brain, which can negatively affect, of course, behavior, mood, hormones, all sorts of different things. And then mold. So, this is something that oftentimes goes hidden and unknown, and can be, anything from homes that have been exposed to a lot of water damage. Maybe if you do live in areas of the country that are more moist in nature, those are some areas that people are going to be maybe a little bit more prone to. However, you could find it even in an area where there's a desert, and if the home isn't being well kept, and if there is potential leakage or whatever, some of these mold toxin exposures can really provide a lot of stress on the body. One other thing I would add to that's not necessarily a toxin, but definitely can be sometimes a problematic issue, is some hidden infections. And that could be some viral, so it could be a bacterial infection, or even a potential parasitic infection that's really detrimental to the child's health, and potentially can irritate digestive support, which then in return can have a negative effect on the brain. And we got this cycle of challenges going on from all the stressors that are happening in the body at that time.